place is packing up.
Okay.
And then we engage, hey, how's everything? Yeah, cool, and stuff like that. So he's like, your name isn't Kateko, right? I'm like, yeah. They call you Cats. Yeah, man, they call me Cats. It's like, oh, surname Miyen. Oh, cool. You're the guy that I've been looking for. Okay, how so? Guy takes out the cuffs on my hand. Same time, I can't run. Not gonna run. So I'm like, okay, what's happening? Mr. Miyen, I'm a CID. And you're now arrested for.
Welcome to the Safe Space Chats podcast with Madam Speaker. My name is Perseverance Maremeni, also known as Madam Speaker, also known as the CEO of Self Love. It would not be the Safe Space Chat podcast if I was not having a guest next to me. So, as per usual, even today we have somebody who is sitting next to us. I'm going to allow our guest to introduce himself. Hi, my brother.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I'm great.
Yeah, introduce yourself to the people.
Hi, guys. I'm Kateko Mieni. People call me Cat. Don't know much to say in terms of introducing myself because it's a mouthful.
It's a mouthful, ne?
But it's a great pleasure for you to host me today.
Thank you so much for coming through. I really appreciate you being here. So do you want to tell us a little bit about, should I also call you Nkateko or Cat? Because for me, my tongue is...
Cats. Keep it
Cat.
at cats.
Should keep it at Cat, ne?
Yeah.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Cat, your upbringing.
All right. I'm a guy from Guyana in Limpopo. Grew up that side. Grew up the side of Joburg, Shawela, Soweto, Johannesburg, CBD. Yeah, I don't know what I can say about it, but
Yeah.
had different type of experiences growing and molded me to be who I am now.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was raised by a very, very intelligent queen, which is my grandma. And my mom was there also, but she actually played a very big part into who I am today.
Yeah.
And I don't know. That's like, she's my everything.
Your grandmother?
Yes, like she raised us all as her own children, as cousins. I think it's lost count. How many are we now? There's grandchildren and everything. She's still alive. She's 91.
Wow.
Yeah. So, yeah, she groomed one of the best people in different industries, like in the medical industry, and let me say engineering, marketing, media, where I at currently now.
Okay.
So yeah, in a nutshell, I'm a guy who sells cars.
Really?
Yep.
We need a new car, Mama. We need a picture bajaja, ne? Yeah, he's gonna get us a bajaja.
I don't know if that's a car or how to categorize it as a vehicle, but hey, trust you
Point
me.
A to point B.
Trust you me, and that's the cheapest car that you can buy and make a lot of money.
So how was life like when you compare the villages at home in Limpopo? Okay, even if it's not the villages, because Limpopo still has... I'm saying
funny that
the look you're giving me like, bruh, just because I'm from Limpopo, it doesn't mean I'm from the villages.
You know,
but life in Limpopo compared to life in Joburg?
Look, I came to Joburg at a very early age. I think it was like 3, 4. Had an experience of the hood in Soweto, Shawela, Johannesburg. Back then it was a bit rough, and it's not much of a difference because a lot of people think that Limpopo, when you tell you from Guyana, all they think of is the huts, grass, cows. Nah, it's not even like that. Hey, I've taken a few friends and they've seen it, and I tell them like, look, dude. So, for example, the biggest thing that I used to say when I was in tertiary, and like, oh, so you're from Guyana? I'm like, yeah, man, I used to feed a giraffe from palm of my hand because I used to live opposite. Let me say, at home is like opposite a golf course.
Oh, okay.
Some people like in Guyana, there's a golf course. I'm like, yeah, trust you me. There's a lot of things that you guys don't know about Limpopo, and people are ignorant. And nicest thing is that a lot of people from Limpopo are making changes. Like they're impacting different industries nowadays, and only people are taking us to consider. And then it was due to academics.
Sure.
A lot of mathematicians, the pass rates were high that side, and still are, nicely. But yeah, man, there was no basically there was no difference into me adapting from that side or that side because I was in between, you know. And for me, coming to Gauteng introduced me to different languages, and it made me be multilingual and learn other people's languages and cultures. That's how we could diverse and engage into. So basically, Limpopo people, we speak a lot of different languages, so we're like chameleons.
Yeah.
If it's a stone, we change brown. If it's
Yeah.
grass, we change green. So it makes it easier for us.
I was saying to our previous guest that I went and I stayed in Durban during the time of xenophobia. And I had to learn Zulu in a period of 3 months because I was, you know, I'm an African girl, you know. So you can easily confuse me with somebody from Kenya because a lot of people think I'm from there. So I know the luxury that comes with coming from Limpopo because then you get to learn a lot of languages and you can really be a chameleon and just maneuver your way out of a lot of communities, you know. So that's a flex.
Yeah, man. Now, when you're speaking to that, I also lived in Durban for quite a while, and I thought I could speak Zulu because learning the Zulu in Joburg when you get to KZN, it's like totally different.
Sure.
You know, and plus with my surname, it confuses a lot of people, as in I use Zulu, Swati, and I'm like the Tonga people, which are the Miyen family, you know, and it's just that the Swati people baga Miyen, the Zulu people baga Miyen, and there's us Tonga people baga Miyen. I'm still trying to understand how we got the surname, but it's a beautiful, unique surname. And when I got to Durban, it's like, yeah, Zulu people are like, and when you speak the Joburg Zulu, they like actually saw
Yeah. Yeah.
But like you said, in 3 months, I think it took me 2 months to adapt to the pronunciation of words completely different. And the words that are used here in the Zulu in Joburg is totally different than the one that they use in KZN, and people don't understand it. To a point that now, if I had to engage in a conversation with a person who's Zulu, like, "Are you from KZN?" I'm like, "Not really, actually. I'm from Limpopo in Kenya."
Yeah.
And like the accent, I'm like, you know what? You get to a new place, if your mindset is not narrowed, you'll grasp a lot of information in terms of languages. And if you're interested in literature, you might turn out into something.
Okay. So, if you were to choose where to stay right now, would you say that you are comfortable here or would you move to Limpopo or KZN or anywhere else?
I'm fine in Joburg.
You'll find in Joburg.
I was working in Pretoria and I heard the language, and it was a bit difficult for me to engage into it because there's Pedi, there's Tswana, there's Sotho combined. And I realized that lifestyles are different and routines and how people do things. For example, I'm a DJ. So when it comes to the vibe with their party themes in Pretoria is totally different to Joburg. And also in Joburg, it's different. There's like the ghetto kind of vibe. There's the modern loungy ones in the Joburg North, and there's like your artsy fartsy in Mabonding and Braamfontein.
Yeah.
So I feel like Joburg, people say is like the North. Joburg is a bit lonely, and you go to Mamelodi, they're dancing to the Bacardi, and you go to different places and that type of music genres and what they enjoy, and you go to Hammanskraal, it's totally different. So Joburg for me, I feel like it suits my type of person that I am. Not that there's anything wrong with other areas.
Sure. Would you say that it has been kind to you, like the whole time?
Joburg is a jungle.
Okay.
If you survive and make it from here, trust you me, you've got guts.
Really?
It's not for the weak. Trust me, if you lived, for example, once lived in CBD, I think in Tertiary, like downtown.
Yeah.
Do you know how it is? The streets get rough at certain times. There's an automatic curfew, knowing that if I'm walking around with my phone or my backpack that shows like it's a tugger's bag that carries a laptop, stuff like that. And also people getting mad, getting stabbed. You don't know the type of people. People laugh with you in Joburg thinking they're your friend, but they're here to get something from you. And once they get it, they don't care how you feel. They're gone.
Sure.
So it was not the best experiences that I've had, but it molded me to be a bit stronger and be able to articulate different challenges in life.
What would you say is the worst thing that has ever happened to you since you got to Joburg?
Being scammed.
Okay.
And yeah, I've had the roughest situation that I didn't know that how I could get it out.
Okay.
But somehow it happened.
Do you want to tell us about the rough situation that you got yourself into? Did you get yourself in there? Let me just start there.
Not really, man. You know, like, for example, you looks can be deceiving,
Sure.
and how people make money in Joburg is totally different. Because some of you make money in the good way, you make money in the bad way. I'm not gonna mention names, but some
Sure.
other rich people have made money in the bad way to be able to accumulate the good business, and
Sure.
it's clean. But
Sure.
how they started, a lot of rich people started in different places, but as things grow, they intend to change and then get into a lot of things. So Joburg for me was a bit of an experience and a learning curve, especially in the year 2017. I've never spoken about this with only my closest friends and my family. But yeah, I've gotten myself into really, really big trouble before.
Right here in this very city that you want to stay in 2017.
Trust you me, people don't understand, like, being into. I've always had a passion to get into the media industry.
Sure.
At first, it was me wanting to get into acting, following my uncle's footstep, Eric Miyen. And I looked up to him, met up with a lot of guys, which I looked up into, studied at Boston Media House, pushing, wanted to get into radio, wanted to get into TV, and then fell in love with music, became a DJ. And that was something that I grasped from my brother because has always been a vinyl DJ. But little did I know that growing in a certain media industry comes with a lot of responsibilities and a lot of challenges. So if you're not strong emotionally and mentally, trust me. And a lot of people just wake up like, hey, I want to be a DJ. Hey, I want to be an actor. You want to be a celebrity. But that comes with a lot of duties. And
price
you
to
have
pay.
to be strong hearted, you have to be emotionally strong and mentally strong also, because the challenges and the more your name actually grows for you to become who you've always wanted. Because obviously, if you want to grow into a certain industry, you expect to gain popularity.
Sure.
And to a point that you become a brand. But it comes with a lot of challenges in terms of you maintaining that image towards your fans,
Sure.
your audience if you're acting, and being a DJ comes with the nightlife. The nightlife comes with a lot of some of the people engage into drugs, some of the people become alcoholics, some of the people get into different things. And what happens at the night? I remember my grandmother used to say, you know what, the night has danger. Because I never understood why she was grooming us in a certain way. Like, look, going out at night, everything, there's always something. Where there's no light, darkness comes with a theme of its own.
Yeah.
And all hell things, situations comes with the darkness. So the light comes with pure things because you are able to see from a distance and know what is coming your way to avoid it. But at night, you don't. You get yourself in situations that you never thought you could get yourself into. And so I was saying, like a lot of people, if you were to sit down with big celebrities, you know, they face challenges of how people criticize them, how people are jealous
Yeah.
of how they do their work, and which is art and it's a talent. Some other people don't and naturally hate people doing good,
Yeah.
and people are out to get you. Some other people want to do something bad to you to a point that they want to gain popularity because good publicity and
Yeah.
bad publicity is good
Still
publicity.
publicity.
Exactly, and it can grow you. That's why now people are getting criticized. They're getting chowed on Twitter, Instagram. It's called X now.
Yeah.
Instagram, whatever you post, there's gonna be good or bad critics.
Yeah.
And depending on how you take it, you need to be strong because it has two ways at the end. It either makes you or breaks you, and it's a choice, which a lot of people are not that strong to handle it. People commit suicide in these industries.
Sure.
You understand? Because they can't
Take it
face the
anymore.
pressure,
Yeah.
the heat, because it's always going to be that. And social media actually has a big influence into people getting criticized and squashed down. I'm not going to mention names, but there's a lot of people which been through
Yeah.
such, you know. And for me, the nightlife got myself, because I used to be an MC, used to work in clubs, and then I fell in love with DJing, and that took me quite far.
Okay.
Understand? We might not be as big as other names,
Sure.
but then there's a lot of local underground cats that we play, and we known to our people. Everybody has their own target
Yeah.
audience, but one day things will pop up, and we'll get into that. But trust you me, the nightlife came as something else to me.
Okay. I think I can sort of relate, when it comes to the nightlife and things being done in the dark, because I'm new to the nightlife. It's only now that I'm starting things like your emceeing, so it doesn't matter what time of the day they want you to do the job, but if it has to be done, then it has to be done, right?
Yep.
But and also because we're talking about a lot of people and a lot of different things that can happen to different people, right?
Yeah.
Let's take it home. Let's bring it home. Let's bring it home. What is the worst thing that ever happened to you because of the life that you chose for yourself, because of the passion that you have for what you do?
All right. It comes with 2017. Like me being a DJ, growing up in Braamfontein, the nightlife, getting gigs. Sometimes you just had to avail yourself into certain clubs just for them to see you around, network, get to know people up until like, oh, that's the guy who does bookings.
Yeah.
Boom. So you have to kind of be a cool person to. It's market research basically.
Sure.
For you gotta familiarize yourself with other DJs which play there, and they can probably link you in like, hey, dude, I know this guy who plays, so there's an open set, hop in. You start making friends with the barmans and the waitresses there, and that's how you network. So my passion as a DJ got me to a point that I wanted to own a club.
Okay.
Or a lounge, and I remember I've been wanting to, but the problem was the funds. Understand? And just saying, okay, cool. How do I get to talk to people? And like, I have no funds, but you want to talk to somebody and say, hey, look, I want this place. I want to do a club.
Yeah.
You're competing with people which kind of like have money, that capital to start the business. Now, boom, done. It took me time, engaged with a few people that were interested, that I put them as business partners. Some people wanted to come silently. And I was like, look, all right, if you don't want the club, because the club has a lifespan. Hence, if you're running a club, minimum years or 4 years, you got to revamp it and change the name.
Sure.
Put your face backward, look like it's under new management.
Yeah.
Because people get tired into putting one place with a certain theme. So you got to always upgrade. Even in your entertainment, the lineup, you got to have different type of events on different type of days of the weekend. And now it's actually worse because partying is every day.
Yeah.
And there's boys' holidays on Mondays. It used to be Mokhodu Monday. And then there's Tuesdays. There's your ladies' night, Thursdays, Fridays. So
literally the whole week.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man. I've never spoken about this, but I think it can be a lesson to people, and I can convey a message for people to change into it.
Sure.
And fortunately, I had to be a leading example of it. Okay. And a lot of people have been through it, but they never spoken about it because everybody's scared to talk about it, because you always think of like, what will people say? And there's certain things that we can't engage into because of how you were brought up, the type of family, and how respected are they.
Sure.
The aura that it comes, and the honor of your surname. Like, for you to be here, where are you from, Gwenja?
My home?
Yeah.
Venda.
Yeah. They understand wherever you are in Gauteng, you are a representative of your family and where you're from.
Sure.
So that's one thing that from childhood I was taught, as in, look, if you go still and do something, they don't say it's Percy.
Yeah.
They like, oh, in my language, they say, Ingwanaka Miyen.
Yes.
Ingane yakabandle yayenza kanje, hayi ingane yakandlovu.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, bandlovu lapha, yo, bahlulekile ukuzala, yabo. So we become victims of our background, and we're scared to even engage into certain things. Like, I know people which wanted to end up being a dancer, but they're like, hey, dude, my mom wants me to be a doctor.
And as people from Limpopo, we take it to the next level. Hey, like literally, the exit should be, you need to do, I did engineering. apparently I wasted my parents' money because what I'm doing now has got absolutely nothing to do with that. So I do get you, when it comes to the pressure of you having to do certain things because the family is a family of whatever, and you have to, follow the
Yeah,
footsteps
man,
of
trust me,
those.
it's very difficult. It was a challenge for me. I wanted to be a town original planner, saw flames and study. And because now my siblings are doctors, system engineers, pharmacists, and at home they're like, actually they never believed in the media industry. Because then I was like, every time I just point my uncle and like, hey, he's doing it.
Yeah.
He's the first black person to actually, the first actor to be one was I don't know, it was like the second Achimoroka and Molo Fish acted as Darren. So I was like, this guy's kind of influencing me, and his dress sense kind of like got into my vibe. But then I realized like, oh, he worked hard, and he's very vocal into the end, and I loved it about him. That's how I grew a tough skin to break out and say, look, guys, hi home, I'm not doing this.
Yeah.
I'm going to follow what I have as a passion because I was a dancer that required me to go out at night. They never understood it. And at that time, I was not even drinking. But now we engaged into everything. And I got into DJing. And then DJing gave me a passion to like, look, if I'm loving entertainment, what can I do? People host events in different venues. Why can't I own a venue where I do my own type of event and where I'll get to do what I'm good at and also give other people a platform? And then I had a concept, tried it out, failed many times. One just went well, which was in Maboneng. We started a lounge and restaurant called Sawubona Lounge, Sawubona 305. So we were like, okay, cool. Bram, I said there's too much competition. Maboneng, there's a different type of vibe. So we wanted to bring a groove in Maboneng because everybody's about art, dancing, fashion in Maboneng, vintage. So we wanted to bring something urban, loungy kind of feeling where you'll get to listen to deep house. On certain days, you'll get to listen to jazz. You'll give platform for people to come do their poetry, and I would get to recite my poetry, get to DJ where so I can like, let me build my own fan base.
Sure.
But little did I know that everybody wants something when you have something.
Okay.
You understand? And they come in different ways and different forms. Can be a male, can be like you can love with a friend who like, you know what, I'm doing this, but that person is jealous. Like this guy is doing it, but I want a piece of it. But the jealousy and envy becomes worse and evil on how people can do it. So opened up a lounge and restaurant. Business was blowing because I started from a very different industry. My brother got me into his business of started his own first pharmacy and clinic in Tembisa. I engaged into it, but I was like, look, I've got a different passion.
Sure.
This is your baby. I understand me surviving from it, but what do I want?
Yeah.
And so nice that my brother has always been supportive, already had my back. If I could win the lottery, that guy was getting half of it.
Sure. That's deep.
Yeah. That guy.
It's not even about the money, it's about the loyalty and the support.
That guy is my everything. And he inspired me in a lot of things, taught me entrepreneurial skills, everything, and has had my back, and he understood my passion. He's always been patient with me because at home they're like, this DJing thing, this dancing thing, music thing, it'll get you, hey, you're moving at night, now there's alcohol, this and that. But I'm like, there's nothing wrong. Depending on how you do something, you can do it excessively and abuse certain drugs. And so I'm like, everybody drinks, but are you drinking for a bad habit that you're engaging into or for social platforms,
Yeah.
And we get exposed into these things. We make decisions. We start drinking, but it depends on how you handle yourself when you're drunk.
Yeah.
So coming back to that, my brother is like, "Hey, dude, you can do it. During the day, you can work with me. We push the pharmaceutical stuff, but I was like, I've got a passion for dancing.
Yeah.
Like I remember when I told my grandmother that I want to go to Manhattan Dance Academy in America, but we didn't have the funds. I'm like, okay, I'll do it. What I do. Went to Boston Media House, got into music, and then told my brother, look, I've got this dream. He's like, look, I can't engage into such, but you're more than welcome to push something like that.
Sure.
If it was within my field, I would get to understand it, but it's not. And it's like, but I give you all my blessings into it. Started it, spoke to a few people, which we gathered up capital, had to do proposals for, because Maboneng is a bigger in area on its own, and it's populated by bigger financial entrepreneurs, which just wake up and they want to do something that will make money. And for you to come there with nothing but saying, I've got an idea, it's a concept, you have to sell it, you have to present it, you have to create that image verbally for people to see something that doesn't exist. You understand? So you paint the picture verbally for them to understand. And that's actually what happened. It was a success. And obviously, business. Your number when you start a business, your number one supporters is your family and your friends. That started like that. It started growing, word of mouth. Hey, this is a cool joint. Started getting artists, booking them. Me also being part of them, so you get to categorize yourself with bigger DJs, which are in the same level. And once you're playing on, hey, dude, that guy's the same lineup as so and so.
Yeah.
That means it's quite good. You understand? Because people won't give you a platform. Like if I'm going to book Kabza, a boy from Deep Kloof, which is very good, but because his name is not popular, we're just going to give him an early set playing when it's not packed. Prime time is like 12 o'clock where all the big guns come through. But I wanted to put myself in between. You know, and get myself.
And it worked
there.
out perfectly for you.
It worked out perfectly. It created a fan base, and I was a bit popular growing up in Tertiary in Braamfontein. People knew me as a dancer and a DJ, and also with my friends, we were like pushing. So we got a bit of popularity, and that crowd kind of followed me. But when you having the existing, you're creating new, and not everybody is coming for something, especially the nightlife part of things.
Yeah.
It was a bit of a challenge to handle, juggle business, also put in entertainment, trying to create new content for people to engage into something different. It's always about creating something different for people to engage in, because people know that if you producing a piano, your sound has to be different. That's how people get into it. So that's how I ran the business and with my business partners, and we got into it. But when you meet people, they ideally want to be a part of you. And when they're seeing you doing good, they don't have good intentions and they don't know how to come into it. Like, if you go big, people now want to hang around you. You understand? Some other people want to grow within the industry so they can learn something. Some other people want the fame of saying, I'm hanging out and so and so. So also knowing that, hey, you're not saying that I'm good looking, but
You're actually good looking.
thank you very much.
I think I forgot to mention that, ne?
Thank you very much for that.
Sure.
You're a young guy who's into business. You're owning a double-story lounge and restaurant, and you're running it, and people are engaging into it. And always like, he's a good-looking young person who's doing this. He's making moves. But people have interest in like, how did you even get into Maboneng?
Yeah.
You know? So I'm like, hey, dude. It was all a trial and error thing. I was not sure how it's going to create it, and it was only on its beginning stage, but the beginning can be the end. And just because of making one different choice on 1 minute or an evening can change everything. That's how it changed a lot of things for me.
What was that one mistake or choice that you made that changed everything for you?
I remember I met up with a girl, and a couple of times. She was beautiful as, hey, don't know how to explain it. And the character was very beautiful, but little did I know what was her intentions. You understand? We met up for a couple of times. You know, like you meet somebody who's beautiful, but you scared to get to the point and say, hey, look, I like you. I'd like to be with you.
Sure.
You know? But you are physically attracted to somebody, but you want to get to know the person. And then the person is, oh, so I used to party at other places. Not that when I own something, I don't go to other places, people's places. You need a break.
Yeah.
Because what you own is different than what people are offering.
You're at work, you know.
Exactly, it's work. So the work mode just kicks in. Even if you're not working, just by walking in, you feel like, you know what, I need to do something. So that girl, we met up quite a couple of times and we started kicking it. You know, it was not officialized and then, look, where's this heading? But you know,
Let's just see where it goes.
phase one.
Yeah.
You will see how it goes. And met up with her at Braamfontein, hanged out, had a few drinks, met up, and like, oh, cool, you should come by to my place. She started being a regular
Okay.
at my lounge and restaurant, and she would like call me, hey, hi, how are you doing? I'm great. How are you doing? Now I'm still on my daytime job working with my brother, and then I'm gonna hop into my place, and I would find it there. And it comes to a point that sometimes when people come, you like, ah, dude, that's my one of my number one customers. Hey, drop a 2 drink on the house, make a cocktail for them. Like even when I decided I ran the business, we ran the business for like 3 months before doing the official launch because we wanted people to get into
Okay.
it and
Yeah.
we needed capital to grow stock, do the interior design because we just wanted to own the place, but we knew where we wanted it to be, but then we didn't have the funds.
Yeah.
So we're like, look, let's start operating. We'll get to the main thing. Invited all my friends, came through on the launch. So the girl was a regular then.
Sure.
Sometimes I would, like on free time when it's not busy, I would just chill, like, chill outside, watch the space, the street of Sawubona, Fork Street. Beautiful place. We were opposite backpackers. And the environment was just beautiful. The streets were busy, people were wearing different outfits. So we got to engage
Yeah.
that much. And this other day, she was like, when are you off? And I'm like, me being off, that means money's not coming in.
Yeah.
And there's certain things that, like, as business partners, you're allocating tasks. Like, okay, you run the industry of the bar because I was once a bartender and a cocktail mixologist in Rosebank. So I had those skills and I knew entertainment. So they're like, that's your department. So we had somebody who was doing the kitchen. We had somebody who was doing the books. There's somebody who oversees the business. So that's how we're running the business. So we allocated tasks. So I'm like, dude, I'll make time. Started hanging. She would come to my place. I would go to her place, which, And then this other day, I remember now how people, girls cannot approach a guy and mack on you and
Make the
say,
first move.
exactly.
Yeah.
But they're eager for something, and when they don't get it, they try hint on actions and show lifestyle. But for me, I didn't want to engage into something very fast. I needed it to build time,
Okay.
and we get to know each other. And then this other day, I'm like, yeah, it's not busy because I think next door at Shakers, they had a very buzzing event, which kind of like pulled the crowd. So I'm like, it's a bad evening. It's pointless for me to open up. So, hi, what are you up to? Nothing. I'm just chilling here. Want to engage into something? Yeah, cool. So I'm like, okay, let me just cash up, lock up, and then we'll move next door. Beautiful evening that we had. I was still residing in Newtown at Brickfields. And locked up at 11, cashed up EODs, wrapped up everybody's bills at the waiters. Guys, you can go home early. Bye. Went next door and like, hey, let's go next door at Shakers. Got to Shakers. We had the best evening ever. Like, Jägermeister was involved. It was a beautiful evening. And like, this girl was quite cool. The next thing we're dancing together and things turned up to a point like when they were shutting down, she's like, hey, look, we can hop in. One of those things like you scared to approach like, hey, want to come to my crib? Because you can't invite the girl and just like, hey, come over to my house. Because first thing is like, hey, dude, am I that cheap or anything? So we like kind of vibe. She's like, hey, dude, I'm not feeling like sleepy, but we can go hang out at my place. I'm like, yeah, they're shutting down. Grabbed a few drinks, boom, went to my place, got there, chilled. Eventually that happened and she slept over and we engaged sexually and I've never spoken about this.
Okay.
And then I remember the early hours of the morning, I used to live with a guy. I had a flatmate. She started randomly just having an argument. I'm like, okay, what happened? Where's this one coming from? Meanwhile, this girl was trying to create an argument which didn't exist. When somebody's like out of the blue trying to fight you and just to
Get the
create a
attention
different
from
from the flatmate.
Yeah.
Flatmate was like, I don't know what's happening. And then she was storming out and she's like, I'm like, okay, cool. What's wrong? Just leave me alone and everything. Okay, cool. Easy, man. This was like turned out like that, but some other people operate in different ways.
Yeah.
And they something. And I remember her saying like, you think you're just gonna be with me and sleep with me and your business is growing and we're not having a relationship and stuff like that. I'm like, but everything is going proper. And she was like, she's like, no, it's fine. Let me just leave.
What exactly did she want?
That's the thing. She never put it down as in what is it that you want.
Okay.
Remember, she stormed out, and I kind of like ran after her, and then just decided because there it was fingerprint access, it was your biometric system, and then I opened up, and I'm like, look, dude, how are you even gonna get home at this time of the evening? Don't you need cash or anything? Because I was not driving, and she's like, not really. It's fine. Just leave me alone. Cool. Okay. Monday, tried calling her. She never responds. She was like, just leave me alone. Okay, cool. And I decided, I'm like, I don't understand. So next day in the morning, my flatmate asked me, like, what's up with the girl? Like, you guys were all jolly. I could hear you, and you guys were having fun with the music, pumping downstairs. I'm like, hey, dude, it was beautiful. I don't know what happened. She's like, okay, cool. Me waking up, pushing business as per usual, going to my boneng, picking my bags, going to open up, check out stock. Everything is there, count stock, food, how is it, everything, go stock food. And so it went over for like a week without seeing each other. And Monday went through, Tuesday went through, Wednesday went through, Thursday went through.
So the whole time, were you trying to reach out to her or not?
Yeah, but I actually stopped and thinking, she's going to come through, we're going to chill. And everyone knew her.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Don't understand. It was actually, that evening was actually a lounge whereby even my friends came through from everywhere and we hanged out together. I remember before we moved to Shakers on one table with my friends, and my friend was dating one of her friends. You understand?
Sure.
So that's how kind of everything built it up. Okay, cool. It was a beautiful evening. Now everything was proper. And then on a Saturday evening, I think I was busy the whole day. A week has passed now. I was busy the whole day, and I decided on about 7 p.m. I'm like, you know what? Let me just hang out outside. I have the view. It's 7 p.m. sunset vibes, and you're looking at CBD Carlton Center building. The sun. Okay, cool. I'm having a drink. So this other guy comes through. All right, cool. And he's like, hi, how are you? I'm like, I'm good. How are you doing? He's like, hey, I've been coming up. Hey, your business is going cool. Yeah, hey. It's like, I come here, and when I check that out, I've seen his face before during the week, a couple of times, but hang out in the bar alone. And the guys just decided to chill with me, have a drink and everything. And it was beautiful, very much beautiful. And I decided to offer him a drink. Hey, have a drink, man. Now the place is packing up.
Okay.
And then we engage, hey, how's everything? Yeah, cool, and stuff like that. So he's like, your name isn't Kateko, right? I'm like, yeah. They call you Cats. Yeah, man, they call me Cats. It's like, oh, surname Miyen. Oh, cool. You're the guy that I've been looking for.
Yeah.
Okay, how so? Guy takes out the cuffs on my hand. Same time, I can't run. Not gonna run. So I'm like, okay, what's happening? Mr. Miyen, I'm a CID. And you're now arrested for rape. Same time, in less than 5 minutes, it was like a scene. A van comes through from that side of it. Apparently, when they were not finding me, apparently they were looking for me. It looked like I was running away, but I was never around in the store because I was going to get stock. It's during the week.
So when they came to the store, they were not asking for you. They were just looking.
They were, but everybody comes through. His cat's around. Hey, he's not around. He's just out, but he'll be back. That's how things are. Got arrested. Next thing, I'm pulled up into the van. Now backpackers, everybody's like watching. I'm getting arrested for what? Rape. Me, rape. Yeah, apparently now I'm a culprit that they're looking for me for. Like, they've been ever since the case was opened up in John Forster. Next thing, I'm taken to GP's Town Police Station. The next thing, I'm in the back of a van. Mind you, I'm in a suit.
Sure.
The next thing, hey, this case was opened in John Forster Police Station. I'm trying to understand everything. Everything
During that time, are you even thinking of who?
I'm not. I'm not understanding. You understand? And they don't give you a chance. You know, they say, look, save up whatever you want to say. It
for your
will be
lawyer.
used against you in the court of law. I'm like, okay, cool. What the hell is happening? Moved to John Forster. From John Forster, spent a weekend there. I can't call anybody because at the time you panicking. It's the first time I'm in a holding cell. It's so scary as crazy. Okay. My friends get to understand that they tell him, hey, he was arrested. They rush through. They wanted to understand the story. And the guy who was dating her friend, his friend, I'm like, oh, dude, so this is the case that was opened. This girl opened up a rape case for me. And the first thing the cops told me, like, did you give her money? And like certain things you don't. I'm like, what do you mean? Like, look, dude, girls nowadays want money. And I'm like, but she was not open about it. I didn't even know that I'm actually buying a service. You understand? And they're like, hey, dude, you in for a ride.
Sure.
That time, it's 16 days of activism.
Sure.
2017, rape was changed. I didn't even know anything about law. And they're like, rape is changed to Schedule 6. What's Schedule 6? 25 to life.
Ha.
All right. My friend of mine from Rustenburg calls my brother. He's like, hey, look, your brother's arrested for rape. And I know he didn't do it.
Yeah.
You gotta rush. My brother started trying to find out where I'm at. It was a problem because no one knew. People thought, they're like, no, that name, no. He's in John Foster. Go check there. I checked up there, was held up for a weekend there on a Monday. I never felt so important in my life. Felt like a president convo. Got into court and they're like postponing it. That's when the judge, 16 days towards activism, Schedule 6, 25 to life. They're talking about this law language and I'm not understanding anything. By that time, I have no representative and they're like, look, you have no representative, it's fine. The case will be postponed. You'll be authorized to actually refer to a legal aid attorney. Okay, cool. Okay, postponed. I'm like, okay, cool. What does this mean?
What does it mean?
So I go ask the cop, and he's like, look, you still kept in custody. So I'm like, but there's something that I can do. Can't we do anything? Or like, hey, dude, I'm just doing my job.
Yeah.
Please walk downstairs. All right, downstairs, get out of there. It's like a whole lot of different faces with scars. And I'm like, what the hell is happening here? Next thing, the Kwela Mahala, that SAPS truck is coming through. They're like, So I'm like, you know what, guys, just take me back to my holding cell. I'm too confused for that. Like, you don't know where you go.
Sure.
It's a Monday. Aren't you taking me back? Nope. Get in the truck. You'll find out where you're going. I was escorted with a lot of guys which were convicted in whatever crimes that they did, different things. And the guys are so having fun. Some of the people are going back again.
Yeah.
And they chilled. Like, chill, man. Eh? So I don't know how to act. Like, flip. Where are we going? It's like, we're going to a free hotel. All right, cool. But now we're passing, getting out of town. And I'm trying to see. Escorted by 3 other vans at the back. There's 3 in the front. I'm like, I felt so important for one time. It was not. But it's scary as
You're allowed to swear.
Scary as fuck.
Yeah.
I'm panicking. I don't know what to do in my life. It's like, I literally didn't know. I lost my mind for that second. And then next thing, boom, we're in Sun City.
Shoo.
Why am I in prison? Because I did nothing wrong.
Yeah.
They're like, no, if you're detained. And I'm like, what is that? And they're like, no, you're held up in custody, but you're going on trial now. What? Like, my guy, rape is not anything. You might not even succeed. A lot of people which have been accused are still in here.
Sure.
And imagine that's a cop telling you that.
Sure.
And rape is in Schedule 6. You know that. That's 25 to life.
You didn't even know that. Yeah.
And then get to Sun City, we're taken out, we're crawling, and I'm like, oh my gosh, here I am dead. I think when I was in there, I haven't lost count because a day feels like a year.
Sure.
You know, a day feels like a year, and You're caged up. It's processes. It takes you 2 days to go into a cell. You move from this department, new people registering fingerprints, and the next thing they're putting some black ink on your forehead. And I'm like,
Sure.
is this the end of my career? And you can imagine what was going in my mind. I was too much into shock. I didn't know how I felt, but a lot of things are just running. I'm like, but this girl, though, she didn't strike me as that person.
Yeah.
And the prison warders are talking to me like, hey, dude, you know what? Hey, we don't want to lie to you, but a lot of people are in for such, and it's a trending thing.
Sure.
And he's like, you should have given him money.
You didn't know.
It wouldn't get this far. Like,
had you known, maybe.
But I was looking at something that was going to build into a relationship or so, but little did I know I'll get arrested. And that's how I lost everything. Lost the lounge and restaurant because the case was getting postponed, and when it gets postponed, and it's so sad that people don't know that getting a legal aid, Anthony, they don't care. Those guys are on serving their articles. They getting paid jack pence.
Yeah.
So those are nothing to them. So whether they win a case or not, they're still getting paid.
Yeah.
Up until they serve their articles where they can start their own thing. So this prison warder just gave me advice, and my brothers that came through to visit me now found me. He's like, "Are you fine?" So I'm in my mind, I'm thinking, "Oh my gosh, I'm gonna get anally raped. Yeah, I'm gonna be beaten up."
Drop the soap.
I remember for the first 4 days, I never slept. And when you get into there, you rent a bed. I didn't know that. The currency in prison is cigarettes, weed, whatever drug that you can provide. And now I don't know how to bring it in.
How long were you there before trial?
I don't know, but it was quite a while. I even lost count. And that's something that a page which I've always wanted to close in my life. But now I started talking about it freely. That's why it's the first time I take it live or speak about it. But for me to actually speak about it, maybe it can change a few people's mindsets I see it now.
Yeah.
And it traumatized me for a point that even when I got out, I couldn't engage with somebody sexually to a point that I would want to even text on WhatsApp and have a sex texting, and say that's my consent. Or to a point that I wanted to even print out, if I'm dating somebody, print out a consent form where you need to sign. And some other people, and it's so funny that actually before we even started the show, we're actually having a conversation because I was trying to warm up into talking about it, because even now I've got mixed emotions because those images are just playing around, and being in prison, and I had to lie because in prison I was like, look, I was in a fight, I beat up somebody, but I didn't. My intention was not killing him. I had to lie.
Because you couldn't say I raped somebody or somebody accused me of rape, because
they would
then they're
say,
going to
hey,
rape
look,
you.
you rape abafazi bethu thina masiphakat, and then you're going to see flames. So I had to lie.
So what happened when you eventually made it for trial?
I don't know. I was numb during that case. Even I remember I was in court. They don't ask you anything. It's just like your legal representative talking, trying to prove out everything. And eventually I won the case. How, I don't even know, because my mind was numb. I remember when I was sitting at guys, met up with two guys which their wives opened up a rape case because of him hiding money.
Sure.
That he was earning. So he was telling them that this guy told me, look, I was earning 6K, but I'd tell her it's 4.5. Because I wanted to keep, and she found out that I was keeping a lot of money. And it was so much of an argument that, hey, look, we're suffering, but you have money and stuff like that. And somehow it ended up being a rape case. And so sad that the justice system doesn't listen to us, man.
Yeah.
We take in for anything. When it comes to women, we're not fragile. Only women are the eggs. And I'm not saying anything. They are. Like, women are everything to us. I'm a person who supports gender-based violence, acted on a lot of a lot of stories that we did in theater. I took part in a lot of activities for abuse against women, and I know a lot of
Activism
friends,
activities.
you know,
Yeah.
that were abused and some were raped. Growing up in Tissue, you got to meet a lot of them, but we now I'm the culprit. You understand?
So when you eventually win the case, do you ever engage with this woman and confront her, or what happens after that?
The first thing which was on my mind, I wanted to kill her.
Sure.
I had so much anger that if I couldn't control myself, and I thought of everything that I lost, I had to start from scratch. And I know that's an evil thought, but what I experienced outside on a daily basis, it was not the best thing ever. You understand? So, because a couple of times all I wanted to do was die. Because when you chill with people which are sentenced life for them not doing anything, but they sentenced like, look, dude, I was represented. You lucky if you get a lawyer, something like that. I went through so much trauma.
Yeah.
And there in prison, you don't really get abused by the inmates, especially when you're wearing yellow, because yellow is saying you're detained. There might be hope of you going out or anything. But you suffer the most.
Just the environment on its
The
own.
environment, I remember they giving me two block cut blankets, and you had to brave the whole cell. And you're doing it with your feet. It's like an exercise, a very difficult one. And the prison warders are the ones which abuse you the most.
Sure.
I don't know what you guys call a donkey beer, but they hit you on your joints. And a lot of times, without so much impact, but penetrating one place, it's quite painful.
Yeah.
And now thinking that my career is done, I'm going to be in prison for life, I wanted to kill myself.
Sure.
Because I just wanted to die. Because of listening to inmates saying that I'm in, I've accepted.
Because you saw so many people who were falsely accused and they
They. And I was always inquisitive of listening to the topics of people which came into rape and their experiences for when they came in and the beating ups and everything. People don't get anally raped. So the government made means of, I don't know what they put into the food. You don't erect. You don't.
Oh, I think I heard a story from some other podcast.
You don't get turned on. You don't get hard on or anything. But trust you me, I understand why they call it correctional services when your life stops. Like to a point that when I got out, I just wanted a burger. And I tried following up on the case, trying to turn it around for her, but nobody supported me because I'm the male. And also considering how much it will cost. Again, I think the case cost us, my family, and I had to sell part of my shares of the business. I had a lot of things that I was doing. I was also working for some company where part-time as a freelancer doing being a broker for purchase order funding. I lost everything. And now I had lost hope. I was crying day in, day out. Like I said, the first 4 days in there, I literally chilled because I didn't have the money to rent out a bed.
Sure.
And even when you rent out a bed, you rent the blankets. But those are things that were supposed to be given in. That's how you survive.
Yeah.
And in order for you to get protected, up until my brother, I don't know how they did it there. I used to get pack of cigarettes that you would chain, and I know this bunch is like equivalent to 10 rands or 50 rands. Or guys, people have phones in there. So you can communicate, and I think one thing that worked towards my favor in prison, because I came up with, because when lights go off, people take out their phones and everything and they need to charge. So I came up, you see those long bulb lights?
Yeah.
Because they have a positive and negative. You just push it through. So I came up with a way for them to charge up their phones, and I cut cables and I put it there, and then they would charge the phone because they take it from electricity. And then get an extension cord with a multi-plug and connect it so everybody can have to charge their stuff. That's how I managed to survive, because if it wasn't that, and every night you hear people crying. Somebody's screaming. You
Sure.
don't know what's happening. You just like, flip, that can be me anytime. You understand? That's why
Did you ever experience any killings, like people killing each other in?
I heard of one that was traumatizing. I think it was my first week in there. I had a person screaming, and all I was just doing, I remember I met this other guy, his vendor also from Shawela. He beat up his boss because the boss was not paying him. And he got out first. And I'm like, "Flip, I'm still staying in." And what does this mean? And now you start losing hope of me getting out. And that was the most traumatic experience of my life. Funny that we're turning around the show into that.
Sure.
But yeah, man, that actually, when I got out of prison, I just wanted a burger and a haircut. And then immediately after that, I just called up my friend and rented Durban.
Sure.
But after some time, I backed up the confidence to come back to Gauteng, and I was already defensive. And if everyone knows about it and they bring it up, I was ready to defend myself.
Yeah.
And to a point that even when I was going out, I felt like I was so traumatized that even if I would drink, one person does something, I just want to snap and start fighting. And I don't know, I didn't go get any mental assistance or go see a shrink or anything. I just built myself up.
Sure.
And I pushed, accepted what I've lost, started from scratch, and checked out on my records. And they're like, look, dude, you're only detained. You are not sentenced. You can still get a job.
Okay.
And then I applied while I was in Durban, got an interview in 2019 at Outsurance. I started building my way up.
Look at you
And
now.
thinking of the things that I started, I'm probably going to be a millionaire by now. Or made a lot of my life would be very far. But because of one incident of a woman
Sure.
accusing me for something that I didn't do, because if I did it, I wouldn't be out.
Yeah.
But that cost us an arm and a leg, and my brother was supportive through that. He stopped his stuff and his business, took money from his business and put it in.
How did that affect your relationship with women up to now?
I'm very cautious, and one thing I'm sure that it has affected me, I can't open up that easy. I've attempted dating. Some other people, you tell them that you meet up with a person, you like them, and then from the beginning you tell them that, and they're like, hey, that's too much, and they'll break up with you.
Sure.
Some other people don't even feel safe. Like,
Sure.
if I were to date you now and I told you we're in my house and I was arrested for rape, the moment you like feel like there's no one around here to do anything, you just want to up and leave.
Yeah.
And people judge you, and it traumatizes you, because I couldn't even engage into sexual intercourse for a while, because that would play in my mind. It would play hectically, and up until I was like, I don't know how. And it impacted with trust issues
Sure.
with females. Then I was even rude to women. Now I became a person, because abusing somebody is not about you beating
Physically
them
doing. Yeah.
like sometimes being harsh and rude to a woman, that penetrates, because you demote their confidence, because they feel like there's something wrong with them.
Yeah.
You understand? I became so arrogant, and it was just me and my boys and focusing into money. And sadly, that some relationships in my life were ruined because of my mindset to people which genuinely loved me. And I messed up those relationships. So sad that I can't apologize to everybody. But
Hopefully, some of them will get to see this episode.
yeah.
Maybe you can
hopefully.
apologize to them.
Yep. And I'm hoping that women change their ways. If you want to make money, be upfront with people,
Sure.
because it's something that's trending everywhere. Girls want mavuso in the morning, and people get arrested for it. If you don't give them, they work with cops.
Yo, where did that time go? I didn't even see where the time went. This is so heartbreaking and sad for me. Do you still feel like you want your justice? What do you think should be done for you to be okay with what was done to you?
I wish I could be compensated for the money used and the businesses that I've lost.
Is that person in a position to do any of that?
I don't even know where the person is. I don't even want to see. I'm not being evil or anything. I don't cherish the ground that she walks on, because how do you feel on your own? Because they don't know how it impacted me.
Do you feel like the justice system is failing us or failing you as men?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is every night, and it's so sad that the cops are working with girls nowadays, and girls go out to literally get money. We don't mind how you make money, just don't let it impact. Like we those things are happening everywhere. We can't hide it anymore. But can girls be upfront?
So you've never had that closure of having to confront this lady after everything that happened?
I don't even know where she is. That was the last time I saw her in my life. And she was, for the mere fact that it prolonged, because I don't know why she was not coming in court. It kind of like prolonged my case.
Yeah. And they kept you there for longer. This is so heartbreaking. And I know my people, you know, the way we are ending this, they will definitely want to have a part 2 or something like that. Because I feel like we've barely touched the surface. They'll blame Kanye, they'll be saying Kanye's there. Yeah, and Maravella, she's there with the board. But for this part, what would you like to be the one thing that you know, a message that you put out there for men and women?
Firstly, I'd like to apologize to my family, because it's something that I don't know how it would be. I've never spoken about it out to people about it. Even my friends that I grew up with, some of them don't know this. Guess this is going to go viral. And don't know how my family is going to take it, because I have to respect their side, because we kept it as a secret, you know. And a lot of people don't know about it. But sometimes keeping something, you don't convey a message. And I just want men to be heard.
Yeah.
And women, if they want to do something in certain ways, because I'm sure you know what women do at night. I'm not judging them, you know, not judging them. I'm a DJ still.
Yeah.
I see it all the time. And you frequently DJ in certain places, and you can pinpoint that. And you hang out with guys coming back and say, hey, dude, that girl wanted 2,000, 5,000. Some girls are wanting 20,000. And there's some other, what you call them, social influencers, which make a living from that. I'm just not going to mention names. And they even charge their fee just to take them home for a night. They would charge you 25K, or so is 30K.
Yeah.
And to a point that if you now engage into the nightlife in terms of the events that we do, because you're probably into that, but it's different from your side. There's categories of women. Just by looking at them and saying, those ones you'll spend 10K, those ones will spend 5K. It became to a point that men are used to it now. So they understand what is also breaking the system of people falling in love and being together. Because now men literally shut their emotions and say it's a transactional relationship.
Yeah, and other people who have nothing to do with whatever they went through are now having to suffer for all of that. You know, they have to pay for all of that. I always say that my opinion about rape is that if somebody falsely accuses you of rape and you were found innocent, they should take the 25 years to life. That's just me. I feel like it should always be like that. Then it will be fair. But also in the same breath, I feel like there are a lot of people who were raped, but they don't have, because, you know, a case of rape is quite complex, you know, because you need to have evidence. If the evidence is sufficient and whatever, then the case can be thrown out of court. But I still feel like this is, besides murder, in actual fact, rape and murder for me, I feel like it's the same thing, because something really dies in people when that happens. And whenever there's a rape case that has been mentioned, it's either something is going to die in you who's been falsely accused, or in the person who's actually been raped. So I feel like it's not something that we should be playing around with, throwing around, and, you know, just, it's not a small thing, you know, it's really, really big. And we women who want money, just be upfront, straightforward. You want money. There are so many people who are actually making money out of this type of things.
People are going to Dubai.
Yeah,
Especially for
so
that.
you should do that.
And we
Instead
don't
of
have a problem. Do you? We do us, but don't let it, whatever you do and how you make money impact other people's lives.
yeah,
And just try do your stuff in a clean way.
yeah,
Because, like, for example, there are women which are raped, but then they taken into advantage because of their situation.
sure,
A person will force themselves to be with them and then just say, look, her situation is bad.
yeah,
You can shut your mouth. Here's a good 30K.
yeah,
But they have to die with it and they feel miserable. And that's how they say, if this is a norm of how life should be lived, they now start doing that. As in, look, like, I'm sure those women are emotionless when they're actually doing it because it's
yeah,
all they're thinking is like, let me just open up my legs, let me get money.
yeah.
You understand?
Okay, the one thing that I would like to just say to you, because I know for sure that people are brutal, Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. There are going to be people who, some are going to take your story, learn the lessons, be more careful, and there are those who are really going to crucify you for that, So I
Yeah,
really need you to be prepared for both.
I know. That's why I was very like how we engage into this. I'm like, I'm
Yeah,
opening up a can of worms,
yeah,
and I know some other people might judge you because I was judged by other people that this guy was once arrested, so
yeah,
they see you as a criminal,
yeah,
regardless of what you did. But because you've been to prison, people don't want to associate themselves with type of that, and
yeah, the stigma.
yeah, I've got to learn a lot of people while I was in there that those people have hope and doing certain things. Some other people just came to that situation because they needed to survive.
Yeah,
And like when you steal something, everybody knows that the mind and the heart are two organs that never collide into making one decision. Because in your mind, you'll steal to feed yourself, but the heart will still tell you as
it's
in.
wrong.
But the mind actually builds ways for you to. So if those two organs could be brought together and actually could like work towards a common goal, a lot of people would change.
Yeah,
But then it's a situation. I get to understand. Like, let me say, I've lived in Soweto. I've had friends which do good and bad things. That's not my problem. If that's what works for them, but you look at their situations as what actually brought about for them to find that as a need. Some other
yeah,
people didn't have the privilege or the funds to go to school. Some other people were just not academically intelligent, and they found their own ways.
yeah.
And it's so sad that people would sell drugs, some other people sell weed. Hey, if it makes them happy,
Then
we
they
know
should
those
do
people.
that.
Those are our friends. I never judge.
Yeah,
You understand? That's why I know how what she's saying because now on social media it's gonna go
yeah.
viral. But it's the saddest thing that I was a person into that, and I've learned one thing to forgive and forget.
That is a very big lesson. With that being said, my brother, I really appreciate you being here and I wish you all the best. And I'm so proud of you, for being able to come forward and speak because it's not, we get 1 in 3 women who come here and share their stories. And for me, it's always, I feel like we're one step in the right direction, but unfortunately for today, we're going to have to end it here. I just want to send a big shout out to Hydro Quench, who is our sponsor for the Safe Space Chats podcast and also for our book launch and also for our conferences and also for our camps. I would also like to thank Crowned Lioness for dressing me. Every single episode from here going forward, you'll be seeing me rocking Crowned Lioness. Also, a big shout out to Sen Studio. Today we are featuring Pastor Bay. I appreciate you very, very much from the bottom of my heart. Whether you like it or not, I appreciate you. And a big shout out also to E2 Hair Studio, who's really just crowning me ever since I had this hair crisis, And for anybody else who would like to share their story, you're more than welcome to contact us. Ish, I'm having a tongue twist because I'm so, guys, okay. Yeah,
It
this
happens.
today's story is really, really sad. But anyway, if you want to share your story with us, you're more than welcome to hit us up on 081 049 3934 on WhatsApp so that you can, come change lives, touch lives, and raise an awareness because that is exactly what we are here about. And from myself and my lovely guest, Kat, I wish you all the best. Where do people get you? In closing, please don't drag it because Pastor Pay is already not happy with us anymore.
All right. On social media, it's. I know what's gonna come. On social media,
Do you want to be found on social media?
yeah, it's
Okay.
not a problem because I would be open to talk about it, and
Sure.
people can put down their comments.
Okay.
And it's in two ways. Some other people agree, but I just wanted to be a voice of men. So on social media, on Instagram, it's cat underscore track tone underscore Miyen. On Facebook, you search for Cats Track Tone Miyen or Nkateko Miyen.
Okay.
KATZ underscore Miyen, it will come through.
All right. Thank you so
people
much,
can
my
find,
brother.
yeah, they can ask me questions. I know that I'm opening up a can of worms, but I'm willing to assist other people.
Are you willing to come back if we have to do a part 2 for whatever reason, based on the questions? Okay, no, then that makes me happy then, because I know for sure that we're definitely going to have to come back for a part 2. With that being said, thank you so much. I really appreciate you. God bless you, and goodbye.
Bye.